Have you ever wondered why some people manage to make a living doing what they love while you remain trapped in a job you hate? What you're about to discover will forever change the way you see your passion and your potential to generate wealth. In the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how to transform what you're passionate about into a constant source of income, even while you sleep. There's something Napoleon Hill discovered after studying the most successful people of his time. Passion isn't just a feeling, it's the most powerful fuel for lasting wealth. When you understand this principle, you begin to see opportunities where others only see obstacles. The difference between those who live off what they love and those who only dream of doing so isn't talent or luck. It's their ability to recognize and activate a specific mental mechanism. The first step to converting your passion into passive income is understanding that all wealth begins in the mind long before it manifests in your bank account. Napoleon Hill explained it brilliantly. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But most people make a fatal mistake. They wait to feel motivated before taking action, when in reality, action precedes motivation. Think about this. How many times have you had a brilliant idea, got excited about it, but then let it slowly die because you were waiting for the perfect moment to execute it? That pattern is exactly what separates dreamers from achievers. While dreamers wait for perfect conditions, achievers create imperfect systems that improve over time. Do this exercise right now. Write down on paper the passion you want to monetize, and underneath, list 5 different ways you could transform it into a product or service that generates income even without your constant presence. Don't censor yourself, don't judge your ideas. Most people abandon this exercise after the first or second idea, but the real gems often appear after the 5th or 6th. Passion without direction is just an expensive hobby. Passion with strategy becomes an empire. And that's where most people stop because they confuse initial excitement with true commitment. But you're about to discover how to transform that passion into a system that generates money while you sleep. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The second crucial element for converting your passion into passive income is understanding leverage systems. Napoleon Hill wrote, "Power is essential for success in the accumulation of money." But he wasn't talking about power in terms of force, but leverage, that ability to multiply your results without multiplying your effort. Have you noticed that the wealthiest people in the world aren't necessarily those who work the hardest, but those who have best learned to leverage their resources? Money, time, and knowledge can all be multiplied when you understand the principle of leverage. While most people work by the hour, the truly successful create systems that work for them. In today's world, leverage tools are more accessible than ever. Technology, social media, automation, all waiting to be used correctly. But here's the mistake many make. They try to embrace too many tools without mastering any. Effective leverage isn't about doing 100 different things, but about doing 1 or 2 things exceptionally well and then multiplying them. If you want to convert your passion into passive income, you need to identify what your multiplier is. Is it your ability to create valuable content? Is it your skill in teaching and transmitting knowledge? Or perhaps your gift for connecting people and creating communities? Once you identify that multiplier, you can build systems that amplify it. Do this exercise. Imagine you can only work 1 hour a day on your passion. What specific activity would generate the greatest impact and value? That's the activity you should learn to systematize and automate. As Hill said, effort only fully releases its reward after a person refuses to quit. Look around you. People who have managed to convert their passion into passive income aren't necessarily the most talented, but those who have created systems that work even when they're not present. They've understood that the real power is in creating once and collecting infinitely. And that power is within your reach when you learn to build your own system based on your unique passion. What would happen if every day for the next 90 days you dedicated just 1 hour to building your passive income system? Not dreaming about it, not planning it infinitely, but building it piece by piece. Consistency in small doses is much more powerful than intense bursts followed by long periods of inactivity. Repeat this phrase every morning. Today I build my financial freedom, 1 brick at a time. Because that's exactly what you're doing when you develop systems based on your passion. You're not simply generating money, you're building freedom. And that construction requires a third fundamental element that completely transforms your ability to generate passive income. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The third essential element for transforming your passion into passive income is an abundance mindset. Napoleon Hill expressed it clearly. Poverty needs just as much preparation as wealth. That is, it takes the same mental energy to remain poor as it does to become rich. The difference lies in the direction of that energy. Most people operate from a scarcity mindset without even realizing it. They think that if someone else succeeds, their own chances diminish. They believe opportunities are limited, that money is hard to earn and easy to lose. This mindset is like driving with the parking brake on. No matter how much you accelerate, you'll never reach your true speed. Those who have managed to convert their passion into substantial income think differently. They see every problem as a market opportunity, every obstacle as an invitation to create a valuable solution. They don't ask themselves, "Can I make money from this?" but rather, "How can I provide so much value that money is simply a natural consequence?" Have you noticed that the most successful people are often the most generous with their knowledge? While beginners jealously guard their secrets for fear of competition, masters share openly because they operate from abundance. They know that real value lies in implementation, not information. The question you should ask is not, "How can I make money from my passion?" but "How can I structure my passion to generate value in a scalable way?" Money is simply a reflection of the value you create. When you obsessively focus on creating exceptional value, money chases you instead of you chasing it. Do this exercise. Identify 3 limiting beliefs you have about money or about monetizing your passion. They might be phrases like, "You can't make money doing what you love," or "If I charge for my passion, I'll lose the joy of doing it." Now rewrite each of these beliefs in its abundance version. For example, "When I properly monetize my passion, I can impact more people and enjoy it with greater freedom." An abundance mindset isn't just a pleasant mental state, it's a practical tool that allows you to see opportunities where others see limitations. Napoleon Hill insisted, "Opportunity often comes disguised as misfortune or temporary defeat." When you operate from abundance, every setback becomes the beginning of something better. Imagine for a moment that you've already managed to convert your passion into a passive income system that generates more than you need to live. How do you feel? What do you do with your time? How do you treat others? That feeling of freedom and generosity that you're experiencing right now is the power of the abundance mindset, and it's available to you even before achieving material success. But there's a crucial component that acts as the glue between your passion and consistent income. Without this element, even the best ideas and the most sophisticated systems will fail. And it's precisely this fourth essential point that we'll talk about next. The fourth fundamental element for converting your passion into passive income is mastery in creating digital assets. Napoleon Hill never got to see the digital age, but he perfectly understood the concept when he wrote, "Organized knowledge becomes power." Today, that organized knowledge transforms into digital assets that work for you 24/7. Have you noticed how some people seem to make money while they sleep? It's not magic or luck. They've mastered the art of creating assets that constantly generate value without requiring their continuous presence. A book, an online course, an app, a subscription community, all are examples of digital assets that can convert your passion into a steady stream of income. The beauty of digital assets is their scalability. Creating a digital product takes the same effort whether it's consumed by 10 people or 10,000. The marginal cost of each new sale is practically zero. This is the type of leverage that can completely transform your relationship with money and work. But here's the obstacle that stops most people: the paralysis of perfection. They wait to have the perfect product before launching it, when in reality, perfection is the enemy of progress. The most successful creators understand that it's better to launch something that solves a real problem, even if imperfect, and improve it based on real market feedback. What knowledge, skill, or experience do you have that you could transform into a digital asset? We all have something valuable to offer, but most underestimate what they know or what they can do. Remember that you don't need to be the best in the world. You just need to be good enough to help people who are a couple of steps behind you on the path. Do this exercise. Write down 5 specific problems that your passion could solve for other people. Then, for each problem, design a digital asset that offers a solution. It can be as simple as a PDF guide or as complex as automated software. What matters is that it solves a real problem someone would be willing to pay for. Creating digital assets doesn't require advanced technical skills. With the tools available today, virtually anyone can create ebooks, online courses, memberships, or subscription services. The barrier is no longer technical but psychological, daring to share your knowledge and charge for the value you provide. Failure is a temporary defeat, not a permanent one, said Hill. When you create your first digital asset, it may not be an immediate success, but each attempt brings you closer to the right formula. Each failure provides you with invaluable data about what your audience really needs and values. Imagine waking up every morning and seeing that while you slept, people around the world discovered, purchased, and benefited from your digital assets. That's the power of converting your passion into systems that generate income without your constant presence. You no longer exchange time for money, but create value once and collect for it repeatedly. But there's a 5th element, perhaps the most powerful of all, that exponentially multiplies your ability to generate passive income from your passion. And it's precisely about this transformative element that we'll talk about in the next point. The 5th and most powerful element for transforming your passion into passive income is creating magnetic communities. Napoleon Hill called it the mastermind when he wrote, "The coordination of knowledge and effort of 2 or more people who work toward a definite end in a spirit of harmony constitutes the principle of the mastermind." In today's economy, communities aren't just groups of people with common interests. They're powerful economic engines that can generate sustainable income while creating extraordinary value for their members. When you build a community around your passion, you're creating the most valuable asset possible, meaningful human relationships united by a common purpose. Have you noticed how the most successful brands no longer just sell products, but invite their customers to be part of something bigger? You don't simply buy a product, you join a movement, a tribe of people who share your values and aspirations. This sense of belonging is so powerful that people will pay a premium just to be part of it. The magic of communities is that they become increasingly valuable as they grow, creating a network effect that feeds back on itself. The more members join, the more value each participant receives, which attracts more members, creating a virtuous cycle of growth. And the best part is that much of this value is generated by the members themselves, not just you. But building a magnetic community requires a different approach than traditional marketing. It's not about extracting value, but creating it constantly. It doesn't seek transactions, but relationships. It doesn't sell at all costs, but serves tirelessly. The most powerful communities are built around generosity and genuine service. Do this exercise. Describe in detail what the ideal community around your passion would look like. What kind of people would be part of it? What problems would they solve together? What values would they share? What would keep them together beyond the initial interest? Being specific in these answers will give you a clear roadmap to create your own magnetic community. Current technology allows us to build global communities with minimal investment. Membership platforms, private groups, forums, mobile apps. The tools are abundant. But technology is just the vehicle. The real engine is the shared purpose and consistent value you bring to your members. Persistence is to the character of man what carbon is to steel, said Hill. And community building requires exactly that, unwavering persistence. They aren't built overnight, they're patiently cultivated, member by member, interaction by interaction, consistently providing value even when it seems no one is paying attention. Think about this. What would happen if you had 1,000 people passionate about the same thing as you, each contributing a small monthly fee to be part of your community? That would not only create substantial passive income, but would exponentially multiply your impact on the world. You would no longer be just a passionate person, but the leader of a transformative movement. The most successful communities perfectly balance three elements: valuable content, meaningful connections, and ethical commerce. Content attracts people, connections retain them, and commerce sustains the ecosystem. When these three elements work in harmony, you've created not just a source of passive income, but a lasting legacy. Repeat this phrase: my passion is not just for me. It's a gift I must share with a community of people who value it as much as I do. Because that's the fundamental truth. Your passion reaches its maximum potential when you generously share it with others who can benefit from it. And when you properly structure that community, it becomes your most valuable asset. Have you noticed that the most successful people are never really alone? They're always surrounded by a network of mentors, colleagues, followers, and collaborators who amplify their impact. As Hill said, no individual has sufficient experience, education, native ability, and knowledge to ensure the accumulation of a great fortune without the cooperation of other people. Imagine waking up every morning and seeing how your community has grown while you slept. New members have joined, valuable conversations have flourished, problems have been collectively solved. All this happening with minimal intervention on your part, because you've created the systems and culture for the community to thrive on its own. That's the true power of converting your passion into passive income through magnetic communities. If you've made it this far, you already know that transforming your passion into passive income isn't a matter of luck or extraordinary talent. It's a systematic process that combines 5 fundamental elements: a clearly defined passion, effective leverage systems, an unshakable abundance mindset, scalable digital assets, and a magnetic community that feeds back on itself. The truth that Napoleon Hill discovered almost a century ago remains just as powerful today. Whatever the human mind can believe, it can achieve. Your passion isn't a luxury you should postpone for someday. It's the most powerful vehicle for your financial freedom and personal fulfillment. The secret that the most successful people know is that sustainable wealth doesn't come from directly pursuing money, but from structuring your passion in such a way that it continuously generates value, even without your constant presence. It's not about working harder, but working smarter, creating systems that work for you. Have you noticed how you felt while absorbing these ideas? Have you felt that tingle of possibility, that feeling that maybe, just maybe, you could really transform your passion into a constant source of income? That feeling isn't coincidence. It's your intuition recognizing a profound truth about your potential. But knowledge without action is just entertainment. What will truly determine your success is what you'll do from this moment on. You don't need to implement everything at once. Begin with a single step, no matter how small. As Hill said, don't wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Your challenge from today on is simple but profound. I want you to comment below with this declaration. I choose to convert my passion into abundance. From today on, I create systems, not just dreams. Make this your public promise, your commitment to the most important person in your life, yourself. The world is waiting for what only you can create through your unique passion. Don't let fear, doubt, or procrastination rob you of the opportunity to live on your own terms. As a final reflection from Napoleon Hill, action is the real measure of intelligence. Prove your intelligence by acting now on what you've learned. If this message has impacted you, make sure to share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe to receive more content that will help you transform not just your finances, but your entire life. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any strategy that can accelerate you on this path to financial freedom through your passion. Remember, your passion isn't just an expensive hobby. Properly structured, it's your ticket to financial freedom and meaningful impact. And that, my friend, is a legacy worth working for.